watching him right now. He was great on parallel bars and high bar. Did that good vault we saw. And, you know, he looks like the real deal to me. Hiked Arabian double front. Little hop on the landing, but a tough way to land forward like that. You don't see the ground.
Got a little mistake there, Peter?
Yeah, that was probably a missed pass. I think he probably meant to do another twist on that, but he opted not to because he was a little off balance. So that's another thing, John, that, as you know, you go through a competition like this, you got to think on your feet. You mentioned the split-second decisions. I think he made one there, and he covered it up pretty good.
So far, he's recovered from that. He's continuing with a consistent routine, just like his competition has been. The big decision is going to be down here at the dismount. You want to hang in it like you talked about before, Peter. He's going to have to hit this dismount.
Okay, not bad. Not a great routine in terms of difficulty, and then he did have that missed element in the second pass that you pointed out, but you know, he's one more event in the bank.
Yeah.
And that's important at this point.
Well, I'm guessing too, Peter, we talked about every gymnast kind of has a weaker event, and you got to just get through it and do your best. And we haven't seen all his events yet, but compared to his other events, his floor wasn't up to par. So maybe that's just his one.
Yeah, I don't think he's a real leg guy. And he also has a little bit of a limp. He limped back, so, you know, could have a little bit of a minor injury there. This is a 1.5 twist to the front half. I believe he probably wanted to do a 1.5 there. This is a cool press because he does it with his hands flat, which is really hard. You've got to be very flexible to do that. Most people who do that skill do it on their fingertips, which gives them more flexibility in getting your legs through the floor. So he did that well.
Dismount.
Yeah, 1.5 twist, kind of an odd dismount, but unique routine. I can't say that I like the composition of it that well, but he actually performed it pretty good. I think his score, though, it certainly won't be his highest because of that missed element.
Yeah.
And also some of the technical flaws and the hops on the landings.
What are judges mainly looking for in floor exercise?
Well,
Peter?
the skill value is part of it, is what the routine starts at. The second thing is how well it's performed. What does your body look like in the air? How well do you land? How much height and execution do you have? You know, did you stick the dismount? Did you take a hop? Were your legs together? Were they apart? You add it all up, and that's what you want. In the floor exercise routine, you want to be very powerful and very dynamic. You want to go really high in the air, and you want to land perfect. Those are the things that a judge looks for.
And I noticed he had a lot of front-moving passes, not too many backward-moving passes. Do you have to have both, or is there a difference between the two?
You do need to have both, but once again, it's a combination of what's going to get you your highest start score. And in his particular case, because he's not a really great, powerful tumbler, adding those front skills together gets him a higher start score. So smart design in the routine, but it's not certainly, like you said, one of his better events.
Right.
It's hard to be an all-around gymnast. Guys can swing good on certain events, and then but you've also got to have the leg stuff. You got to be good on floor and vaulting. It's like you got to have the total package of athleticism in order to be the all-around champion.
Well, judging what we've seen from Jose so far this competition, I think that floor routine, he'll get right through it and he'll jump back on because he's been consistent. We talked about having your one, and that's maybe his little weaker event. You mentioned he might be a little bit hurt. The judges are thinking about it a lot right now and trying to make sure they're putting out the right score because obviously it's an important score.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot going on now with that panel. Some of it could be discussions over the connection value of certain skills and the difficulty. And it's important to the athletes. They prepare their whole life for a moment like this. It's even though it can be a little unpleasing to wait for the judges' scores. I'd rather have them take their time and get it right
Right.
than just to throw a score out there and have some poor kid that's worked his whole life for that moment to have his dreams shattered because the judges were in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. Jose's sitting there just saying, come on, guys. I know this feeling. Come on, guys. Treat me right.
Yeah, treat me right and let me go home.
Let me go. He's going to move on to pommel horse next, which I'm guessing from his body lines, he's a pretty good athlete on pommel horse. So
Yeah, he's doing a great job. And this is like a part of the competition you don't always see on television, where you're looking into the athlete's eyes and you can see. And there's his score, 14.55. Pretty good score, John.
Yeah.
He could have got hit a little harder than that.